Joining us is international best-selling author Cornelia Funke. She's with us to talk about her new book, Igraine the Brave, and her expansive body of work. Welcome, Cornelia.
Thank you so much.
You began your writing and illustrating career in Germany. How did you manage success in America?
I started my career both as an illustrator and an author in Germany, but a child changed that. A bilingually raised child who contacted an English publisher and said, why can't I read my favorite author in English? So my cousin translated my books and they were published both in America and in England. I began as an illustrator, but after a while I was so terribly bored by the stories I had to illustrate that I remember quite clearly one night I sat down and I thought to myself, you know what, just write yourself a story that you can illustrate and you finally can do all the things you want to do. And that's how it started. For Inkheart, the idea came from an idea I think that is very common to all passionate readers. The characters from a book sometimes feel so real that you feel like they could step out of the book anytime. So I thought for quite a while, how exactly do they come out of the book? And then I used the magic I believe in, the magic of the human voice. So I had a wonderful reader who reads them out of a book. That's how it started. I thought first I would definitely do only one book. So it was never laid out as a trilogy. But when I had finished Inkheart, I suddenly felt like, oh my God, what happens next? What happens to Dustfinger? What happens to all the others? So I did Inkspell, and as Inkspell has a very bad ending, I had to do Inkdeath.
Inkheart is currently being made into a movie, and you've been heavily involved in the production.
New Line Cinema bought the book. I decided to go for them after many conversations with others because they had done The Lord of the Rings, and I thought that was quite an impressive adaptation. I had the same producer, Marco Deschi, who did The Lord of the Rings, so it was just a wonderful experience.
Tell us about your new book, Igraine the Brave.
When I started Igraine the Brave, it was after I had done Dragon Rider, and Dragon Rider had been my first really big book, so I thought, let's do a tiny story, something small, something you always wanted to do, a lot of magic, a knight, a girl who wants to be a knight maybe, and I felt like, how would it be if there's a family of wizards, but the girl doesn't want to be a wizard because she's bored by learning all those spells, and she just wants to have adventures, and she wants to have the career of a knight. And her brother is a quite good magician who does some wrong things, but nevertheless. So I had a lot of fun with the setup of this girl really trying to be a quite pragmatic hero and coming, nevertheless, from a family where normally things are solved by magic. It is very exciting for me to know that I'm published in 40 countries. I sometimes get these copies with languages I don't even know where they come from, and I have them all on the shelf, and they are so often from countries like India or China, where I've never been to. And what an exciting thought to think that the children there read your books. That is such a thrill.
Thanks for being with us, Cornelia.
Thank you so much.